we don't really understand that, or maybe we can understand the future of it, or what's the risk when we use it. And also, I think in the end of the class today, I will introduce some find a topic from some university. They have the guideline or they have a regulatory for the students to how to use Gen AI in the class. Okay, so it's not like we are not allowed to use Gen AI because it's the trend. So it's like, for example, just like a Google before. Now we are trying to find the answer or try to find some material. We will use Google. So now Google is a verb, it's not a noun, right? So when we have a question or we have the problems, we will just tell you, like, just go Google it, right? So it's the verb. But Gen AI is not yet a verb, but in the future, I believe it's kind of, is probably the potential verb, okay? All right, so for everyone, I think it's you, especially you. Okay, so what's the AI's new inflection point? As I mentioned that AI is just like the term, the terminology for most of us. Not most of us, for some of us, right? It's just a term. So we know it. We probably know it. It can help the doctor to find the cancer as soon as possible in the early time, or we find they can optimize some recommendation, or they can have the image recognition, right? But before, we usually notice that it's probably happened around us, but it's not that much. But us, in late of 2022, ChatGPT woke up the world that AI is actually transformed our world and our society. Okay, so now we notice that its ability to mimic the human dialogue. So now, yesterday, one of my undergraduate student, he mentioned that as the new device that we call AI friend. It's just a small device. It's like a necklace. Okay, so when you press the button, then they could have some dialogue and they could have some conversation with you. But it's only the text conversation. But it's like a necklace. It's like a necklace. It seems like a Siri. It's kind of like a Siri function, similar function of Siri, but it's more like a close to you. It's like your friend. So you can name the device. For example, if your best friend's name is Jackson, so you can name him or name her Jackson. Okay, so when you have a question or when you have the very downside, then you can talk to this device. So after that, he will send you the message back. Okay, so the pretty little device is only like $100. So I think it's probably good for some, like now in the home world is like most of people don't want to like get married or want to be alone. Most of people like to be alone. So you can find someone to talk to you. You don't have to talk to a real person. It's just talk to the AI. So it's the AI friend. Okay. So I've heard that the device will launch in 2025, early of 2025. Now it's pre-order. So yeah, let's see. Probably some of us will go to buy it. Okay, so it's kind of improve the ability to mimic the human dialogue and decision making. So that is the thing now we are using a lot. Especially we can see the business actually develop the chatbot. okay, the virtual chatbot. For example, now the undergraduate student try to go to the competition, okay, that try to give the solution to the China Airlines because they want to develop the virtual chatbot for their customer service because now the customer service, the representatives of customer service are having a pretty heavy workload. So they probably need the virtual AI to support them, to support their customer service. All right. So finally, now we can see that there is the true inflection point in public adoption. Okay, because in the previous time, the AI was used in business application or applying business fields, but now we can see that most of people can adopt the Gen AI and use Gen AI. Okay, so now we can see that everyone and everywhere can see the technology true disruption model for themselves, right? So, and here's a number. Can I ask some questions like how many of you are registered ChatGPT user? 注册的，使用 ChatGPT 注册的，有注册。Okay, so how many of you have paid the premium? Are the premium user? 曾经用过。
被锁了。
被锁为什么？
他说我使用地区有问题。
使用什么？
地区。
使用地区问题。
对。
You use a lower price to buy it or something? 你是有花区？
我没有开 VPN， 但是他不知道为什么会判定我。
Okay. All right. So anyone pay for the premium? No. Okay. Actually, we can see in the 5 days after the ChatGPT launch, in 5 days, there is already there's already million active user in 5 days. So how short is before it was the ChatGPT was the first growing consumer application. That's now the Threads actually break the record because Threads use only an hour to have 1 million active users. Okay, so Threads is another things that the fastest consumer application. Okay, but now I just checked the number. Now the ChatGPT has about 180 million users. Okay, so this is the I think it's the pretty exact number in the early of this year. So I believe it's more than that. All right. So how? Okay. And also we can see ChatGPT every month they have. Let me check number. They have like 6 million visits per month. Okay, 大概有600万，大概有6亿吧，6亿左右。对，大概6亿左右，6亿还是6亿左右的。所以每一个月其实都有很多人的去造访，就是有很多的 prompt 的造访的次数啦。所以我们可以看到 ChatGPT 其实打破了过去有很多不同的一个记录哦，就是我们说的，要达到100万的使用者，听起来很简单。那它其实花了5天完成。那现在我们说的最快速的其实是 Threads， 它其实1个小时内就已经达成了。那其实我觉得它有 potential user， 就是 Instagram 的 potential user， 所以我觉得是状况不太一样。 this is a brand new application that only use 5 days to achieve the number. For example, Netflix, they spent about 3.5 years to reach the number. Okay, so you can see that is quite different. And another thing is like Spotify, they use like a 2.5 years to achieve the number. All right. So not only the public, but also business also recognize the importance of this Gen AI, and also they can see the large LLM and the Gen AI transform everything from business to science and to society. Also, now we can see try to understand its performance. Okay. All right. So how did we get here? So this is the milestone in the journey to Gen AI. So we can see this like 3 different stage from 2000 to 2020. Okay, so in 2000s, at that time we noticed that the machine learning, right? All of us know the term machine learning. So this is the first time we noticed AI is something. But in this time, usually machine learning is try to analyze the massive amount of online data to draw the conclusion. Also, we learn from the conclusion. So at that time, we can find out some like business users to optimize the recommendation. Okay, so it's pretty powerful tools for analyzing the data and finding some patterns or gathering some insights. So if you in the future, if you want to find a job is related to data analysis, because some of the MS students try to find a job as a position of a data scientist. 资料科学家，就是我有一些朋友或者是学弟学妹们，他们现在就是在各个企业里面做资料科学家。那其实主要在做分析啦，当然技术是一件事情，但是后续你要如何去分析，然后去从中去发掘这些 insights， 其实才是企业现在是比较需要的。好，所以为什么现在很多人就说我们好像缺乏了什么 AI 人才啊，或什么数据人才啊？基本上我觉得不是技术上的问题，其实是分析能力的问题，就是你解读这些数据分析能力的问题哈。Okay, and the second stage will be 2010 as a deep learning stage. So at this time, we can see the deep learning enable the computer vision, that search engine, and the self-driving cars to classify and into the detect objects. Okay. So and also the voice recognition. So at that time we can see Siri, Google Assistants, and Alexa. Okay, now that launch on the market. All right, so this is the second stage, and now we go to the 2020s as Gen AI stage, that we finally enter the language mastery phase. So especially the GPT-4 language model developed by AI, OpenAI marks the beginning of the new phase of the ability of the language-based AI application. So most of the business try to use this Gen AI to apply to their business process, especially for the customer service. Okay. Especially now, most of the first thing they apply to is the customer service. Okay, so 这也是我大概就是最近在跟学生就是因为刚好有一个竞赛，他们其实就是在做就是如同我刚才说的华航啊，其实他们就是一直要解决这个客服的问题。 那客服其实现在大家也会说，我们其实有很多的 robot AI，就是 robot 的那个对话嘛，对客服 robot 的客服，其实已经稍稍的减缓了客服的压力、工作的压力。但即便是这样，他们觉得还是不足，因为 robot 它的分析上或者是它的回复上，其实很机器人 robot 其实就是一个机器人嘛，所以他们希望能够利用更真人式的一个对话的方式去解决他们的客服。所以其实他们在那个竞赛里面，那个是一个企业出题，他们要帮企业解决问题，所以他们试图想要去找出一个就是让学生找出一些解方给他们，就是怎么样利用这些现在的技术去帮他们建立一个更完整或者更完善的一个这种Gen AI 的客服人员，比如说声音更真人，更像真人的回复，然后语助词或者是这个语调上更像真人，而不是就是比较制式化或机器人的样子。对，所以这个是现在我们可以看到企业大概就是如果是对于客户端的话，大概就是很常于运用在这个范围里面。好，在这个部分其实主要就是在 language based 的 AI application。哦，那我想你们大概也都经历过这所有的一个阶段吧？好，2020啊，就是你们学习大概就是从这些的。如果你是有 AI 技术的同学，大概就是从这些阶段一个一个的去学习它。Right. So the consumer will customize. Okay. So now why the Gen AI is so popular is just because it's for everyone. It's not only for some specific person or some specific business. It's for everyone you can use it. So it's easy to consume. Even though you don't have any capability to programming capability, you still can use it. Once you know how to use the prompt, then you can use it. So there's tons of Gen AI applications like ChatGPT that we know that is known for the most popular one, and the DALL-E is for the image generation. Okay, generator, and some like a stable diffusion and others like a different kind of technology. So I'm not quite sure what is the most usage Gen AI tools that you are using right now. 你们最常用的 Gen AI 的工具是什么啊？就 GPT， 还有其他的吗？啊 ？Perplexity 就是做 summary 嘛，主要做 summary 嘛。我就用 Perplexity 最主要都做 summary 比较多。还有吗？Copilot 还有 Jimmy 哦 Google 是 Gemini 好像就是 Gemini。OK 好，然后呢还有什么？你们有用 Clouds 吗 ？Cloud
写程式会用。
我写程式会用 Cloud。
有一个软体叫 Cursor， 然后它的引擎就是用。
又是用 Clouds。OK， 还有吗？还有其他？看起来大家都用 Text 居多啊，大家做 presentation 做那个 slides 呢？做 slides。之前我看学生有人用那个叫什么 Gamma， 是不是？我没有记错，是叫 Gamma。有一个那个还有什么？图形的生成图形的呢
Stable Diffusion。
Stable Diffusion 就是刚刚有讲的 Stable Diffusion。然后 DALL-E 因为可能要付钱嘛，所以还是 DALL-E 开始比较多人用，但是现在好像不见得，比较少人在讨论了。所以这些工具，那 Voice 呢 ？Hello Voice。就 就是有没有那个就是做声音的生成的，声音的生成的
忘记名字。
，deepfake 吗？不是 deepfake，现在就是有很多声音的生成，然后或者是影像生成的。所以
visual， 它是影片。
OK， 所以现在其实有很多各式各样的工具啊。那我想大家都会用不同的工具放在不同的应用上面。就是你想要做什么事情，想要做研究的，或者是你想要快速的取得这些summary 的，它帮你整理出来的 summary 的话，那你可能会就是用不同的软体，不同的工具啊。所以这我觉得是it's allowed to use it. It's not that we say it's restricted to use it. It's allowed to use it, but how to use it? Okay. So we can see there is a survey that is about 97% of global executives agree AI foundation model will enable connection across the different data type, revolutionize where and how the AI is used. So we can see the consume part as like Gen AI is already consumed and easy to access, as we know that we can just even ChatGPT, you don't have to log in and you still can use it for a couple times, like 3 or 6 times before you don't even have to log in, right? So also the company can use its different APIs to tether their to fit their business strategy or to fit their size, their business size for their own different kind of usage, okay, through the different prompt or like a tuning or prefix learning. So I think this is pretty not only for our personal use and for the business use and for the customize. So most of people use it to customize model because it depends on the different business strategy and the business type or their different kind of their data types, right? So they try to to support their downstream task, especially for some routine task. So they can downsize their personnel usage, right? So we can see people are talking about or some afraid about like, okay, my job will be on damage or on risk just because of Gen AI. It's just because your task or your job is most of your job responsibility are pretty routine work. So you will be replaced by AI. But if you are doing some works that need some advanced skill, is probably you don't have to really afraid of it because, for example, like we say the data analysis, you still we can use the Gen AI or different kind of tool to help you to generate the results, but you still need someone to find the insight from the results instead of just see those numbers, okay? So I think it's probably the thing we have to keep in mind that you are not doing the only using AI to get the results. You have to notice or you have to recognize it's not only use a copy and a paste. You use it as your support or your supporter to help you to improve your work performance. Alright. 所以在这两个部分呢，我觉得大家可以稍微思考一下哈，就是它是 customize 或者是我们就是去使用这个 Gen AI。好，那如果是企业端的话，他们大概就是会比较运用到比较多的客制化的一个部分啊，因为每一个企业它必须有不同的data type 啊，或者是他们有不同的一个企业上的一个需求， 所以在这部分的话，应用可能就会比较不一样。但是主要的话在个人使用的话，就是大概就是它就已经是一个 consumer application 了，好，就是一个消费性的一个工具的，不需要太多的额外的学习，其实你就可以去使用了。好，所以我记得2022年ChatGPT 刚出来的时候，就是坊间有很多的书籍，就教你怎么样正确使用 prompt。有没有怎么样去下一个什么指令，然后可以得到更精确的答案啊，什么更精确的回复啊，对不对？好，那一段时间好多人不是线上课啊，不然就是书籍都有这些东西。对，但是其实你后来发现好像也不太需要去买这些书籍，或者是像这些线上课，你自己尝试的去试着不同的 prompt， 你就可以知道说它大概怎么样去学习哈，我就告诉你怎么去运作。好。就像我自己啊，我就是上次有说我在做一个研讨会的时候，其实我也是一直用Gen AI 来去帮我处理很多的一些大小事哦。然后后来我发现它是我一个在处理研讨会事务的一个很好的一个助理。就我需要发信，或者是我需要发什么紧急通知的时候，它的一连串的那个，它就自己会去找出它的一个适合我的一个生成出来的东西。所以我觉得它就会变成我一个是非常好的一个助理。对我来说啦，在那个短短的几天内，它就是一个好助理这样子，好一个免钱的好助理。对，就算要钱也大概台币600块而已嘛，所以也不多，600-700块而已，也不多嘛，哈。So now most of the company use this model to reinvent the way the work is done. For example, there is different functions. The first one is advising, creating, and coding, automating, and protecting. Right? Copy the repeat one. Okay. Okay, so for the advising, it's pretty, it's like become a co-pilot for every worker, especially now if you didn't know how to do it, then you will ask them their advice, or they have to give you like, it's like, as I mentioned, it's like another assistant for you. So you can use this customer support, sales enablement, human resources, medical and scientific research, such like that. Especially now you are doing some research. So for me, like when I try to find the interesting research topic, sometimes I will use the Gen AI to generate some interest topic for me, even though some topics are not really new, because it's actually generated from a different document, right? So actually the topics are not really new, but it just gives you an idea that probably the training of the research topic. So it's just the assistant for me. Okay, so there's about the 70% of us. I try to find some examples, like about 70% of customer service communication is naturally pretty straightforward. So it's Gen AI can use it for the pretty powerful and the conversational and the intelligence bots for the to understand customers' intent or formulate the answer to the customers. Okay, so this is what I mentioned, that the China Airlines now they want to develop for their customer service for their customer. Okay, try to improve their accuracy and quality of the answer, because now we can see the robots AI or robots customer service is not pretty straightforward. Sometimes they will do the different routes and then didn't reach the destination or didn't reach the goal. All right. So I think this is the first thing that we see on the business, on the market. 好，然后简单来说，像我之前看我们在做那个华航的这个 case 的时候，这个比赛的时候，基本上我们也是有先尝试过现在华航他们的一些做法，就是他们现在的机器人的客服的一个测试哈，他们现有的，那我们会发现说他给的答案其实是非常的制式的，然后而且是就是它没有什么温度啦。然后就会跟他说，你说哦，你要做什么事情啊？好，那我们帮你，是不是你要做这件事情？那如果是的话，你就可以帮你做不同的连接，这样提供给你不同连接。所以基本上看起来就是很像是 FAQ 把它做成比较对话式的 FAQ 而已。好，所以当然使用者或者是有一些，比如说比较不习惯这种界面的人，他会觉得这样子其实使用起来没有温度，而且其实没有办法真正解决到问题。所以后来他们也发现说，还是有很多人舍弃掉这种robot AI 的这种客服 robot 的客服，然后还是回去一般的，就是打电话的客服，所以他们的客服的那个 loading 其实并没有减缓，所以对于他们来说，他们一直积极的想要解决这样子一个问题哈。OK， 所以那个我们就是开始在想说，怎么样做有更有温度的一种方法。好 ，OK， so the second one is creating. So now it's become a creating partner for people and revealing the new way to reach and appeal to the audience. So now we recreate or we create the figures or image or the voice from the text, right? So you can use the text to generate the image and try to post on the your Instagram or your Twitter, right? So that is the thing that we use is turning the state of the art of artificial to the solid things that we can see it. All right, so we can see that now is try to transforming the different words to pictures, image, or different kind of arts. Okay. Okay, and the third one is coding. Okay, so now software coder is much easier job for software coding. Right? Now you can probably use Gen AI to help you to debug or try to find the potential coding for you. So it's getting easier for those software engineers to do the programming. Okay, so and also you probably can do the automatic coding, right? Code writing or preempting the problems. So it really help those developers to improve their work productivity. Alright. Okay, and automating, it's like that you can understand the historic context and next best actions or summary capability. So this is what we use now. We try to use these this kind of Gen AI tools to summarize the long document. You don't have to read everything, every wording. Okay, so and then it probably can generate some result for you. All right. Okay, and also for the business part, for the business side, they can use this automating functions to automatic generate some documents, for example, the invoice or packing or some receipt for the customer. They don't have to run it by manual, right? And also the protecting, okay? Just probably can figure out the malware in advanced. You don't have to really use because it can learn from the previous documents. So you can try to find or quick classify the malware or some problematic websites. So this is much easier for the company to protect their data or their company. Okay, but also we have to worry about that. Even though AI or Gen AI can do to detect some or protect the potential issue or potential problem, but those criminals may use AI to generate the new one, probably even though the Gen AI cannot figure it out. So I think in the future it's probably it's getting tough to find out the malicious issues for the company. Alright. So alright, I think that's the other one. So we probably can get 10 minutes break before we go to the next slides. Also, before the break, maybe you can have some discussion that the journal paper I posted it online on the platform, and then probably you can choose or decide which one you want to present in the final presentation. Right. So you can check the learning platform that I posted 8 papers that you can read. Right. So.